because now I have it set up to like when the podcast uploads, it automatically uploads it to like several places. Like it posts on Facebook.
It's easy.
It's
easy
pretty
intuitive what we got going on.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to manage.
And I credit you with most of
Podbean.
that.
Podbean makes it pretty easy. Like,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
How was your week, bro?
That's pretty good. I had a nice long week. It was just one extra day, but that extra day makes the difference.
There was a research that I remembered I was going to tell you earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They actually looked into people that just sort of lazy out when they're free.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that don't really like prescribe to themselves like this really detailed schedule of even how to relax.
Yeah.
Those people tend to live longer.
Yeah.
And it's actually a positive in terms of like your longevity on Earth.
Well, I mean, according to the death clock, man, I'm making it to 71.
You don't want to start this episode with a death clock, too, dude.
Yeah.
Come on. It's 2 episodes.
Dude, the death clock is a proven fact. It's like all the science are like, this is the most accurate depiction.
I am convinced I'm going to die in just 2 decades and some change.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, I was just interested. Like, I saw it, the death clock thing.
It's pretty interesting.
Because I saw the thing is like 5 websites you shouldn't ever visit. That was like the number one. And I was just like, well, now I'm gonna go fucking visit it.
That's a sure way to make you click something.
Yeah, so I went to put it. It asked you all this information. Yeah. You put it in there.
Yeah.
And
did you do something for Prime Day?
No.
Yeah. We went a little ham in this home. I think we might have gone overboard a little bit.
I mean, if you didn't buy a new soundboard, I don't fucking care what you got.
Jesus Christ. All right, that's how we're going to do it, huh?
Yeah, that's how we're going to do it.
Those still
I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you. Yeah.
Welcome to episode 12.
12. No, 13, dude.
Really?
Yes. 12 was last week.
All right. Forgive
God, you're the worst. You are the worst.
Dude, this is how you capture audience.
This is how you, by giving inaccurate information.
No, by deliberately confusing data.
Well, no. So what it is now that if you ever get an episode right,
it is a thing.
It's gonna throw people off.
All right, I was lucky number 13 then. All right, episode 13 of Barely a Podcast with me, Teddy, and Chris next to me.
Yeah.
Lovely to have you, brother.
It's always great.
You're looking less pale than usual. There's some.
I don't understand. I don't see why. I don't go outside at all.
5 days of break has done wonders for you.
And in like 2 weeks, I have 11 days off.
Oh shoot! Yeah. Oh yeah.
And we'll be at the Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
Which we need to test out that portable soundboard.
Yeah.
We need to really test that out.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, we'll be doing a live podcast.
Pretty excited about that. Yeah.
At Comic-Con.
Yes, sir.
At Comic-Con.
My first ever.
Boom. Yeah, his first ever.
Ever.
And this isn't a big one, but it's getting bigger every year. Chuck Norris is going to be there.
Ooh.
We're going to harass Chuck Norris. See if he'll kick me in the face.
Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Isn't he is he alive?
Yeah, he's going to be there. Yeah.
But he's alive, right?
Yeah.
I thought he was dead.
No, that's Bruce Lee, the guy he fought.
Oh, God, come on. I'm not confusing Chuck Norris with Bruce Lee.
Yeah, I mean, they're practically the same person.
The Asian guy that died of a brain tumor.
Yeah, they're practically the same person.
A little before Chuck Norris was born.
Bruce Lee.
So many years ago.
BruceLee, Texas Ranger. I mean, come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? You remember that show?
Be like water. Is what I'm telling you about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be fun. So if you are a fan and you're going to be in the Bell County area, swing by and come see us at the podcast.
Bell County is a little too big.
It's so massive. So massive.
Is it not though? Wouldn't it be?
It's really not that big.
Yeah.
It's really not that big.
Well, actually, that might be reasonable because it's not all the way to Round Rock, right?
Round Rock falls in Williamson County, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, if you're in the area and swing by, it's a good time. There's a lot of stores, celebrities, pictures taken with. They've got a lot of events. It's pretty cool. Me and my niece, we did an escape room there. It's really fucking fun. I want to do like a full escape room. Yeah. One time they have a place in Waco.
Okay.
I really want to fucking go, but Lauren,
is that one of those?
You wouldn't like it, I don't think, because you're claustrophobic.
I am claustrophobic.
So I don't think you would like it.
But it would be with other people, right?
Yeah. So the
people that I know.
Yeah, well, yeah, like we would go in as a group.
Yeah, because if they let other party like join in,
no.
They're like, oh, we need a quota of 10 at a time. Like it's a family.
No, it could be any amount. Like I think there's like a limit to the amount of people.
Yeah.
But like the maximum amount.
Yeah.
But it's not like, oh, you need 10 people to do
And I would
this.
also not just go with you as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, obviously.
Because
I want to go with Lauren, but Lauren doesn't want to do escape rooms.
It'll be like a double date, Like
but it's like it's puzzle solving. It's fun. Like
that part I would enjoy.
Yeah, no,
sure.
that's what I'm saying. Like I think you'd like that part.
What's the what are they?
Well, I mean, because you're locked in a room. You're locked in a room. That's why I think you wouldn't enjoy it. Because the goal is to solve all the puzzles in the room
and exit the room.
To exit the room in a time. You have a time limit.
Oh, what happens when the time?
Nothing. You just lose.
Okay.
But there's usually like a theme. Sometimes like, oh, you're in a murderer's doctor's office or something like that.
And what are the puzzles? Are they like trivia kind of thing?
No. They're like logic puzzles, physics puzzles.
Shoot.
Yeah,
I love that.
Code cracking, stuff like that.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, it's fucking fun, dude.
Like Dave Ramsey's channel?
You
know that guy?
I'll send you a link to an escape room.
Okay.
So you can get an idea.
I've seen a couple. I'm just saying I don't immediately recall off the top of my head.
No, it's like puzzles. Dude. Oh my god, the jigsaw puzzles. Yeah. You just sit there and you have to solve a 500-piece puzzle in the time limit, or you die.
That's cool.
That's an escape room. No,
not the real deal.
But yeah, it's pretty fun. Me and my niece, we solved it we barely solved it because we had like 30 seconds left, and because the puzzle got stuck, so we're like the guy because they're watching you on camera.
Okay.
And they're like,
time out.
He's like. You guys solved it, so you just it was like the thing stuck. I have to fix it. I'm like, oh, okay. So so I guess
it was a technical issue with the thing.
Yeah. But we got out. It was fun though.
I know. I can totally see myself enjoying that. Also, what about go-karts?
Go-karts?
I've always wanted to drive those, dude.
Well, luckily for you, bro.
There's one there?
No, there's if you go to the Temple Mall. There's go-karts in the Temple Mall.
The one by the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
There's a place if you go in where Count Patch is.
Yes.
If you go straight back down that ramp to the jump zone.
Yeah.
They got go-karts.
I had no idea.
Yeah. I didn't either.
Like since childhood, dude, I've always wanted to do one of those.
Yeah, I know.
You think I'll be too tall for that though?
No, I did it.
I'm taller than you though.
By 2 fucking inches.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah. But you were not too lanky for it. Like you should be okay. Because I tried to do one of those.
So what they did is you drive, like if you're an adult, you drive the car that's meant for 2 people.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So like 2 kids would drive it.
Yeah.
At the same time, one would be a passenger.
Yeah.
So you just drive the.
And how liable would I be if I were to fuck up like a bunch of kids? Like you just ram them from behind. And
you can't. The thing's encased in rubber around it.
Yeah.
So if you run into anything,
it's unlikely that you would hurt them.
Yeah, you're not gonna.
Yeah. And how likely is it that I'll be so good at it off the top, like right off the bat?
I'm gonna say there's a little bit of a learning curve.
Okay.
Because
I'm imagining the drift, right? Like
all right. So this is what fucked me up. The brake is with your left foot. There's a pedal there, but when I drive a car, my left foot is like firmly planted. So I wasn't going because I was firmly planting my left foot the entire time.
Oh, okay,
and I was stepping on the brake.
Oh shit. Well, is there not like a dead space, like just away from the brake where you could rest?
No, well there is.
Oh, you need to always have your leg ready.
You have to kind of have your foot on it, especially when you're trying to drift.
So just
so you can Tokyo drift.
Yeah. Forget the Tokyo drift.
Dude, you always got a Tokyo drift.
I got to do the African drift. Why is it always got to be Tokyo?
Because of Fast and Furious.
Dude, I don't care. I got the African one, dude. The Wakanda.
So whenever you
I'm going to do the Wakanda drift, make it a thing. All right,
it's never going to be a thing, dude. It's always going to be the Tokyo drift.
Yeah. So the escape room, it would kind of tie into the thing that we wanted to talk about today. Your idea was to maybe delve into the complex topic that is immigration.
Well, I mean, I don't see how those two things correlate. So I was just
gonna show you. I'm gonna show you.
I was like, did he think we were discussing a different topic?
Watch me, dude. Watch me pivot.
Let me see you do some numerology shit where you make this make sense.
Oh, this is gonna work out just fine.
Okay.
So why did we have to do the puzzles?
So you can get out of the room.
Get out of the room, right?
Yeah.
So getting out is paramount, is what you're saying. He's rolling his eyes so hard.
I think you're reaching here to try to make these things correlate. So,
but it ties into it because these people
very loosely,
bro,
it ties
in the
into
art of pivoting. Listen to me. In the art of pivoting, loose is just as good as tight.
I am the king of caveat.
You just swoosh in, bro.
Yeah, you just swoosh in. Yeah. All right, so
but I think it was a great topic.
You know what's going on in France, right?
France is notorious, along with it.
Spain. For their very violent protests. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I thought you were implying something in regards to immigration, or are you just talking about
it's the riots are because of.
Okay, I'm getting ahead of you.
Like the immigration, right?
You think so?
Well, it's the immigrants who are rioting, right?
So are you saying the large part of the protesters are immigrants? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, because
I'm not sure about that.
I don't know if you know what fired it off, right? Are you aware?
Well, it is a kid, 17-year-old named
17-year-old Algerian and Moroccan descent.
Yeah.
He was fatally shot after being stopped at a traffic violation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
His name was Nahil.
Yeah. So there was, on June 28th, there was a peaceful White March protest.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what that means. They put it in quotes, so I don't know what White March means. I don't know if that's racial or means has just another
just a dress code
meaning. Yeah, like I literally just don't know what that means.
Yeah.
So but France has been. You know what? As much as they're categorized as pussies in the world, like the French people, they do the most violent fucking protests.
Yeah,
they decapitate their fucking rulers.
Yeah, I mean, the French Revolution is one of the most gruesome.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
History that you could come across, but you do have a point in where you can clearly see a correlation between illegal immigration and a spike in street violence. Yeah, and crime.
So immigration isn't necessarily a bad thing for France because they need more people. Because they have a low population, so they need more people. But illegal immigration kind of destabilizes your economy a bit. Because I don't know how it is there. I don't know how it is in France, but based off like what the model that we have run in the U.S. for illegal immigration, like if you're working and you're an illegal immigrant, you're usually getting paid under the table because they can't legally pay you on the books.
Sure. Yes.
And here, there's some people who reap some of the benefits that we have that taxpayers pay into without having to pay the taxes because they're not making any income on the books technically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're in a similar situation because they are a smaller country and that I feel that could hurt them worse than it would hurt us.
Correct.
If they had like a similar type situation going on.
The only difference a little bit maybe is France is not necessarily a destination for most people fleeing Africa and the Middle East and India. It's not India, but the Middle East and Africa. So what's happening is for them is just a pedestal, right? Yeah. People want to end up in Sweden, the Scandinavian countries, Britain, and America.
Well, okay, so I'm going to tell you right now. Yeah. Even in Sweden, they don't. If you're not a Swedish citizen, you can't work. If you're an illegal immigrant, you can't work.
You can't work illegally now.
No. That's true. No. Yeah, so you have to live there a certain amount of time before you can get Swedish citizenship. So if you're living there for like 2 years with no job, you're going to starve to death.
Well, they do supplement people. They have they have a pretty extensive asylum system there. Yeah, that's why people generally tend to want to go there.
Yes, but based on how the asylum system works, right? If you're claiming asylum, it has to be at the first country that you go into. You can't go from Africa and through several other. That's the problem we run into
I
here in
understand.
the United States.
Well, then the Swedish will run into a problem in which where they would have to actually establish that person's came through another country.
Yeah.
And there's not necessarily some kind of documentation.
Well, I mean, like if you came from Africa, right?
Yeah.
And you went to Sweden, you obviously came through several other countries to get to Sweden.
No, I'm saying like it could like what I'm saying is like why did you? So I understand what you're saying, which is you've already exited Africa.
Yeah,
you were pretty much safe in France.
Yes.
Why'd you keep moving?
Yes.
Why'd you keep walking?
Well, because that's like our point here in the United States is that people coming from Venezuela, South America, they're going through Mexico to get to the United States.
Correct.
I'm not saying that the quality of life is not better in the United States, but if you're claiming asylum, it has to be in the first country.
And which law is that though?
Let me look it up.
I'm not because I understand a country saying something. It is
like our agreed like international refugee status
that makes sense
thing.
to me. That makes sense to me. That is possible. Yeah, I'll let you look that up. But I can see a country sort of, but it's difficult for that country to establish that you've not really done something like I don't know, gotten smuggled in, for all you know, you really didn't have say in what country you ended up. You could just tell them that, and I don't know how they could establish otherwise. The other thing that I find concerning is obviously I know you're speaking in terms of it could have a negative influence on the country.
Yeah,
if it is illegal and we have just
like look at
unmitigated kind of illegal immigration, like just an influx. Yeah,
it's Article 26, the new asylum law.
Of what? Signed among who? Like is it like a NATO kind of situation?
I think it is international. I'm pulling it up. That was just like the headline thing. Article 26.
Because it would have to be under some kind of.
Okay, so the concept of the first country of asylum, Section 11.
But could you see the from the perspective of the immigrants?
Why absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I would obviously, if I was a refugee, I would want to go to the best country possible. Obviously, but that is like it's the international. It just says international standard.
Sure.
Article 26 of the APD. I don't know if the APD.
Yeah, I'm not sure. If I'm familiar with that. So I mean, assuming that is maybe an international guideline.
Yeah.
It would be then up to individual countries to sort of adopt it or not.
Yeah.
But to go back to what we were talking about Sweden, and as it relates to France, Sweden and the Dutch, generally Dutch Scandinavian countries, Finland, they've been pretty incredible. Like about accommodating people from Somalia. There is actually a huge...
I'll post this on the Discord.
Like a huge section of the country that is like a specific demography. Just because they've allowed like a specific, like a kind of influx from one country. Like in Sweden or in Finland, for example, you could go and find like a whole city of people that are from Somalia.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So they've been pretty accommodating in terms of accepting refugees.
Legally, yes, but societally, no. Most countries outside the U.S. are not accommodating to people from other countries.
I mean
that way.
I mean, countries like Italy, Spain, these countries, they've had such a huge influx, and it's been really hard for them to manage.
Yeah, well, yes, absolutely.
I can see them pushing back. For example, the Italian government that's currently right now, that's literally like, they have echoes of Mussolini a little bit. Yeah. An ultra-nationalist party won. And this shows you just people are frustrated with what's going on in the country.
Most of these countries, we haven't been a homogenous country for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Most of these countries are historically just homogenous. They have been for forever. Mm-hmm. So when you bring in a different culture, it's shock. For one, it's a culture shock to the people living there.
Yeah.
And now they're not used to it. It's like Japan. You can like most other countries, you cannot move there unless you're some kind of benefit to their society.
But you see what has happened to the Japanese demography, right?
Yeah.
One of the things in high academia that is stated as the absolute benefit of immigration is its benefit to the demography. A country with a failing fertility rate.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
And you see how Japanese have been pretty exclusive in terms of their immigration policy.
Yes.
Literally dying off the market.
Like the only people they'll really let come over there are English teachers.
Well, it's exactly. But what I'm saying is the population is shrinking. It's one of the countries.
There's a lot of things because of that. It's not just because of low birth rates. Obviously, it's also because of high suicide rates, because of social pressures to excel and succeed.
But immigration would have helped for sure.
Maybe.
Well, it's one of those things that is listed as a benefit.
I think one of the things that would have helped probably is not have such high standard for excellence.
Their world culture is pretty intense.
That's what I'm saying.
But
because I don't know. I've seen some studies that stress can reduce birth rate.
Oh, for sure.
Stuff like that. So
yeah, I mean, the priority for kids in America, right, like, I mean, as bad as it is right now, right?
It's a lot lower.
As a millennial, at least in your mid-30s, you're considering at least having children.
Yeah.
You're nowhere near establishing a family.
No, like if you're a man, you have to be like, you're probably not thinking about having kids until you're like in your 40s or
Correct.
50s.
And the women are so competitive.
Yeah.
They want to be in the academia. They want to be in the working class. They don't want to be dependent on the men. Yeah. So like intimacy and romance and relationships take a sidestep.
So I don't know if you know about this.
Yeah.
I just heard about this a long time ago. So there's a job in Japan where you can pay a woman to come and sleep with you, not sexually.
Just to cuddle.
Just to come in there and just to cuddle. Yeah. She will lay there and she will hold you.
Women have gigolos, not in its traditional sense, where a man comes in, you know. No, a man comes to your house, you pay them.
Yeah.
Usually this K-pop looking men.
Yeah.
They just cuddle you.
Yeah.
There is a pillow that they sell.
Yeah, the waifu pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The highest number of sex robots in the world are sold in
Japan. Yeah.
So just that social isolation has just caused this miserable culture shift.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying I'm not saying there's not problems, but I'm just saying that these countries are homogenous and they're not. I mean, I don't think they should have to. Be forced. If they want to stay homogenous, I think they should be able to.
But here's the thing. That brings me to my biggest quarrel against the pushback to immigration.
What's that?
So we all agree.
Well, I'm not against immigration.
No, you're not.
I'm against illegal immigration.
You're against unmitigated illegal immigration where you have open borders and let everybody come in.
Yeah, because
that makes sense to me.
With the repeal of Title 42.
Yeah.
And even before that was repealed, during the Biden administration, immigration has been down. Legal immigration is down, and illegal immigration is the highest it's been.
Are you talking about right now?
Right now.
Okay. So what do you think?
I got these stats from what's it called here? The Pew Research, and they're pretty reputable.
Yeah.
So they during the Trump administration, green cards were still pretty low, not as low as they are now. But there's also other shit going on. And I can also say that could be in 2 years into the Biden administration that green card might be down because of the pandemic. I can see that that's a contributing factor,
of course.
But illegal immigration,
we blocked off the borders because of the pandemic.
Yeah,
crying out loud. So
yeah, but it's still higher. We still got more people coming across per day than the Trump administration.
Title 42 expiring obviously had an effect. We saw that big push from the migrants that showed up at the border and the Mexican border. It just what they were expecting is that the night, just around midnight, when the title was going to expire, they assumed they were going to be let in.
Yeah.
Because the policy prior to Title 42 was let them in, process them, let them go, see what's happening. I guess, right?
Yeah.
Now, there is, I don't want to mischaracterize what happens at the border, because most people that are actually scheduled to come back and sort of process their case do come back.
Yes.
This is a common misconception that nobody, like, if you let me go, then why the hell would I come back? Yeah. Most people actually wants to benefit from the social benefits.
Yes. Absolutely. I agree that most people who are coming, but the risk is, like, if you do carte blanche and you let everybody through, there's a lot of repeat offenders who come over here and commit crimes.
Absolutely.
We deport them, and they come back again. Like that girl in California who was walking on the boardwalk with her dad. She got shot by a guy who had been deported several times.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to get bogged down, and I don't mean to dismiss that issue.
That's an individual case. I'm not saying that's the common case. I'm just saying that would not have happened.
Yeah. Well, we can also mention innumerable cases of an immigrant saving a life. You know what I'm saying?
Possibly.
Yeah. That's why I didn't want to get bogged down by cases. But still, that should be not have happened.
Yeah.
Like a repeat offender who we deported should not have been. We should not have such a system which would allow that person to come back in multiple times. It's a failure. This is
anecdotal.
Yeah.
Right here. This is something that happened to me. I worked at HEB a number of years ago.
I didn't know that.
I was a cashier. I was on my break.
Have you ever worked for the CIA?
No, dude.
Let's just check.
No.
Right?
No, never.
NASA?
No.
No?
No.
Have you been?
I've had a lot of jobs. All right.
Have you been a bodyguard?
No.
A gigolo?
No.
Okay. Stripper?
Well.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Those
are the careers that I consider important.
Those ones. NASA, CIA, Gigolo, all the top 3 careers.
There you go. Anecdote.
So I was in line at HEB on my break buying a soda. Buying a soda. I was in line, and then all of a sudden, as I'm swiping my card, I get socked in the face. This is New Year's Eve of 2016. So I get punched.
That's the year I came to America.
Yeah. That was the worst
year. New Year's is literally...
Dude, that was the worst year of my fucking life.
I'm not going to lie to you. Oh. Don't say that, dude.
It was.
I came to America on December 16, 2016.
So that was the year...
19.
I got divorced. That was the... I lost everything. And to the cherry on top of the year is I get punched in the face by an illegal immigrant.
How'd you know they were illegal?
Because the police were there.
ICE.
And no, I don't know ICE, but they said that his wife was screaming at me because she was a white woman and he was an illegal immigrant. And she said he's going to get deported because of you. I'm like, well, maybe he shouldn't have come up and punched me in my fucking face. I don't even know who this guy is. So he was drunk. He was like shit-faced drunk.
Oh my God.
And he was in line with his pregnant wife.
Yeah.
They were checking out. He had slugged me in the fucking face. I had no idea why. And
that's crazy.
The cops, because I worked at the ghetto, HEB here in Temple, is the one down by Industrial over there.
Okay, I'm not sure. Yeah.
The police are there. Pretty much, they just stake out that place.
Something's bound to happen, right?
Yeah. So they patrol. They do circles around that place. Okay. So I got punched. My manager called the police. The police showed up, and they're like, "Do you want to press charges?" This is before I knew he was only illegal immigrant. I'm like, "Of course I want to fucking press charges."
Yeah.
He punched me out of nowhere. I don't even know who the fuck this guy is.
Absolutely.
And then his wife just runs at me, screaming at me, "You're breaking up my family." I'm like. Maybe, just maybe, I'm not the bad guy here.
I was attacked, unprovoked.
I was buying a soda. Did he not like my soda? I still don't even know why I got punched.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Was he maybe on drugs or something?
I don't know. Yeah. I just know he
not
was
that
drunk.
It matters.
I just know he was intoxicated. Yeah. So he could have been on drugs too.
For sure.
But
and you're like, that's why we need to shut the borders down.
Well, I'm not just saying that, but for me, puts it in a negative light, right?
I understand, for sure.
Because I've had a bad experience with it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, if you've had a bad experience like that, of course you're going to be like, I'm not, but I can also put that point aside and still think that it's not a positive thing because you can see all the quote unquote negative effects it's having on the country in general. Because for one, it's a burden on the welfare system.
Assuming, sure.
Because at least here in Texas, there are families if they have because they'll have their kids here.
Yeah,
and their kids are American citizens.
Yeah, I think they're trying to repeal that right now.
Yeah, and so their kids are American citizens, and even though the parents are, and I agree that the kid needs to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yes.
I don't want kids going hungry.
Yeah.
But they get to reap the benefits of our tax-paid welfare system without having to pay into taxes.
Sure.
And that hurts people who are tax-paying citizens.
Correct.
Who can't reap the benefits. And of course, I want help for these people. Of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, we need to look to our own citizens first, because our homeless rate is extraordinarily high.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we need to take care of before we can help the rest of the world.
If you just look at face value, what is said to be the benefit, the pros and cons.
Well, the pros are we need more people. We're at I think 3% unemployment rate right now, which is a low unemployment rate. Yeah. And
cheap labor. There are jobs that no American wants to do. Let's just face it.
Okay, I'm gonna caveat on you that.
Okay.
So you remember that big chicken farm?
Sure.
They said no Americans wanted to do that job.
Are you talking about the part of the documentary?
I don't know if it's part of a documentary. So there's this big chicken farm, and all the workers there were legal immigrants.
Okay.
And
I don't think
ICE was called on them.
Americans want to like
the jobs were filled. The jobs were filled the next day.
Yeah.
By American citizens.
Well, okay, that's one example.
It is one example. But that was a job that people said no American citizen wants to do.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that's a point against that.
Yeah. Well, also, I was just going to add to that. Let's say we can disregard that. I was just going to go through what are mentioned to be like the big pillars of both arguments on each side. And one, like you said, we need the diverse, but also the brain drain from India, from Africa into America is incredible.
Yeah.
Most of the doctor names that you see in every hospital are not American.
No, absolutely.
It's Ethiopia, for example, the school that I went to is accredited in America.
Yeah.
Okay. The medical school that I went to.
I know.
There are 17 or so medical schools in Ethiopia.
So
more than a dozen are accredited in America. Now the reason is most Americans do not want to go into hard science. Most kids in college right now. Well, we hope that changes because
absolutely.
STEM and hard science super important.
STEM, absolutely. I think.
And you've mentioned something
most people should go into STEM.
But people are not doing it, and we had a conversation. I might have briefly mentioned this on another episode. We're just randomly going through for work, and one of our colleagues, because we do have access to like patients stuff, and then one of our colleagues mentioned, why are all the doctors' names foreign?
Yeah.
And it was pretty obvious. America likes the brain drain. Now, these doctors coming here, it's everybody. It's a win-win.
I mean, we've
done
that since World War II, right?
Exactly, but it's a win-win.
German scientists.
Wolfenheimer.
Yeah. So I mean, we do that.
NASA is created on the tombs of multiple Nazi rocket scientists.
Yeah. Like Oppenheimer. Yeah. Are you gonna see that movie? By the way, Oppenheimer.
Who's that? Hold on. I'm trying to remember the name.
It's the guy he's from Peaky Blinders. I can't remember his name though.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Plays in Peaky
Is Matt Damon on that?
No, he's in the Nike one.
Okay, maybe
the Nike movie about Air Jordans and shit.
Oh, okay. All right. Anywho, I was just gonna mention like as a pro, we can agree this is a thing, right? This is absolutely a thing. And then on the con side, obviously you can.
Yeah.
There's a culture shock which is the loss of national identity for most people right now. Has become the main reason for a pushback.
Yeah.
Loss of national identity. And that's where I have a problem.
Yeah. So let me ask you something.
Sure.
So if you move to America, do you think you should do your best to try to assimilate into American culture?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll tell you something that I'm
not saying give up your cultural.
Oh, absolutely. No.
Like,
even then, if the American culture is, for example, a woman can dress however the fuck she wants.
Well, yeah.
And you come here and you're like, oh, my woman is going to be in a niqab.
Yeah.
Fuck you. All right.
Yeah.
You need to fucking live the way that
there's like a big push for because English is predominantly our language here, right?
Yeah.
So for
another language,
at least on the left, for people to speak Spanish, like everybody needs to learn Spanish. It's like But the point of moving to this country, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to go to Japan and demand that everybody learn to speak English.
Sure.
Because that wouldn't fly, right?
Yes.
But the demand for you to come here because we can't understand you and you can't understand us. Your demand for us to have to learn your language. And that's acceptable here.
A few years ago, I would have been like, what's wrong with being accommodating? Well, but right now, I'm 100% on your side.
I don't have a problem being accommodating, right?
Which is you learn to speak English because that's the working language here.
Yes. Learning multiple languages is obviously a benefit to anybody who can learn
multiple languages. But demanding that I also partake in your exclusively Spanish world in America is not acceptable.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. Yes. But again, to finish my point about losing national identity, there is a thread of racism in there, which you can't escape. And I'll tell you what, it is unnerving for someone who grew up in Middle America, the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
Just seeing just white folks all around them. To see an Indian fella or an Arab dude dressed up in their traditional garb walking down the street. Yeah. To smell like a little something that lingers a little bit longer than a hot dog, I don't know, whatever, like a spicy food, like to just be that change precipitates some fear, but it's how we act on that fear that differentiates us. It's okay to be slightly apprehensive of someone who looks totally different than what you're used to. You understand what I'm saying? Well, that's normal.
Okay, so
Chriso, that's normal.
Yes,
that's normal. What I would caution against is then how you act on that fear. You don't then say, oh, just because this Indian guy has an accent and I can barely understand him or whatever, speaks in a funny way. Yeah. Or their food is kind of like in the cafeteria, work cafeteria, it kind of lingers a little longer and it smells a little weird. You should not then say, this person is less American than me. Or will absolutely have maybe less moral values than I have. Should not have all the benefits that I have as an American. While you clearly see the person contributing to the economy just as much as you are.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you on
That's all I want to caution against.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think most people are accepting of people like legally migrating.
But most people where, Chriso? Where?
I think generally everywhere. Like if you're talking about like rural parts where there's mainly just white people, I think that might be a little bit different because like they don't have people of other races or cultures out there.
Yeah.
So, but most people for other races and cultures don't move out there anyways. So if they do see someone, I mean, because generally where are all the jobs at? They're in the cities, right?
Yeah.
So they're not in the rural areas. So you're probably not going to, I'm not saying there's none out there, but you're probably not going to find, you're not going to go out there and find like a culture of like just African American farmers, right?
But you're not advocating for sequestering a certain culture.
No, absolutely
not.
Yeah. But like, I mean, I can see it's a shock to those communities. Like if you were to move out to like rural Nebraska, right?
Yeah.
Which is just all farmland and corn husking and shit. Then
I could pull off Nebraska.
I don't think that they'd act violently for you, but they'd be indifferent for a bit.
Yeah.
Because they're just not used to it.
And I'm okay with indifferent, dude.
Yeah.
Like my name.
Because I don't think, all right, because this is just my general point. I think most people are live and let live people, right? Yeah. I'm not saying that there aren't the hardcore races out there because there absolutely fucking is.
Yes.
And then there's the people who will just absolutely accept you because people of other races can never do no wrong in their eyes.
Yeah. And some people will go the other way.
But then I think most people are middle of the road.
You think so?
On most things, yes. I think the majority of people are live and let live people. You do what you want to do. Yeah. And I'll do what I want to do.
What about our politicians that legislate laws? Do you think they need to be the middle road as well?
Probably.
Right?
Probably.
Because if we have somebody from that extreme group that we were talking about, because it just takes one or two that have just the right power.
Like for one, like hardcore racists really don't make it in politics, at least not these days.
Well, yes, but we've been so good so far in America. Yes. But here's what happened in Italy.
Yes,
this is what I'm going to tell you.
Yes,
Italy right now has the most racist.
Oh yeah. So it happened in Italy, happened in Nazi Germany, happened in Soviet Russia.
The Dutch government just shut down over immigration.
Yes,
but just 2 days ago.
But look at the politics of these countries that all this shit happened in, right? Under Mussolini, whether they were all authoritarian leaders, right? We don't have authoritarian leaders here. So, but if we went into a socialist kind of country, which would require some kind of authoritarianism because the government's on the thing, we might see something like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it would be racially as diverse of culture that we are now.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be able to maintain in a socialist thing, right?
I mean, I truly hope what you're saying is true for the population, though.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, right now what's happening, right? Like with identity politics, right? It's creating otherisms. Yeah. Like these are the others now. Yeah. It is putting us back to pre-civil rights kind of attitude. For
sure.
And it's just dividing the country, right?
Yeah.
And it's not because there's any genuine hate. It's just untrust. Because
fear is what it is.
It's fear and untrust.
Yeah.
So it's not that we hate the other side. It's just like we kind of just don't trust them because we don't know what's going to happen. It's like we have to constantly walk on eggshells.
Yeah.
I'm not saying here because here's pretty chill here.
Texas is
from what despite popular belief is a pretty chill fucking place.
I have seen more interracial couple and
I was previously in an interracial couple.
Correct.
Myself.
Yes. So like, well, yeah. But here's what I caution against. Obviously, I hope what you're saying is true. Where most people would.
I don't know it's true. This is just my
intuition. I understand.
My intuition. I think most people are live and let live. I mean, look at how accepting we are of like homosexuality, right? Like was it shunned for a while? Yes. Because it was a new idea, right? New ideas are usually shunned for a bit before they're accepted. Now we have a whole month devoted to it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like we're pretty accepting until you push us to the point where we've ceded so much ground. Yeah. We don't feel safe. And
so I'll tell you this about do you know about the DV program?
The what?
It's the diversity visa program. So
I don't.
Every year, the American government, I think, gives out up to 500 green cards across the world. Okay. Now they have.
Did you get one?
No. Okay. To be honest with you, I'll tell you what happened to me. Right. Yeah. So obviously, my wife's.
Well, I mean, this is a prevalent conversation because we're talking about immigration, and you immigrated.
Yeah, I am an immigrant. I have since naturalized to American citizenship. So I'm an American. But here's what happened, right?
Yeah.
My wife's mom is an American citizen, all right?
Yeah.
So my wife was in America just right after school.
Was she dual citizen?
No, she was. Okay. She was an American. So we met in school back home in med school. She was here just about 10 or so years before I came.
Yeah.
We got married. There is a certain way that you can do this, which is if you can establish that you were in a relationship, then you apply for a visa. You just tell them, yeah, my wife is there. I'm here. Yeah. We plan to live together. Super simple. Yeah. My entire interview took 6 minutes. All right. Now, some say it does help that you have some kind of attractive academic background.
Yeah. So you're a doctor.
I didn't want to necessarily leave my country.
Yeah.
Okay. And I necessarily did not want my destination to be America.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to be outside of Africa. That's for sure. I wanted to leave Ethiopia because I knew I could do something much better.
Like this
podcast. And I've always loved America. All right. I've always loved America. Yeah. You have no idea how we have it good. Okay. I should include myself in this. How good we have it here. And you recognize this, by the way.
I absolutely know how good we have it.
Yes, you recognize this. And there is a certain
that's why
I feel want to keep it the way I am.
Like I feel, and most people might not feel it, I feel like this is the greatest country.
I tend to agree with you.
Because this country allows you more opportunity to be the person you want to be than other countries.
Yes. Now that DV program would be, I'm gonna tell you what they did, right?
Yeah.
So they know they have a review.
Yeah.
This is pretty internal, but they've since clarified what they mean by. So
do they vote on people like in
yes.
American Idol?
Yes, there's quotas, dude. So Ethiopians, multiple years, okay? You can see it's just strange. It's just so strange to see the results of the DV program.
Is it the majority Ethiopian?
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's all over the country, right?
Yeah.
Including Norway.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
People from Norway.
Yeah.
Right? And Ethiopians are the most. And I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like, why is it? So
is it
what they do is
like are they all like science?
Exactly. And then there's something called the modal minority kind of situation. And then in 2016, they banned Nigeria. And I'll tell you why.
Why?
I'll tell you, and for all, if any Nigerian is listening to me, I know they will agree if they're honest with themselves. Okay?
Yeah.
All you have to do, because you know who's coming in, right? With the DV program. It's not like an illegal, like one of those border situations where you had maybe somebody didn't show up to the court thing or not. You know who came in. It's legal. You stamp their thing. You know where they ended up, dude. Yeah. They gave me a pamphlet if I was being abused at home to call them, dude. That's what they do. Like when you come as a wife or husband, they're like, if you don't like the situation, just give us a call, right? Yeah. Like, bro, she's my girl. Yeah. Don't worry about that.
You come over here.
Yeah. So they know these people, right? So they know where they're ending up.
Yeah.
Okay. So every year they took us. They can look up, like it's like a Yelp review of who we let in.
Okay. Are you 5-star, dude?
Nigerians were fucking 1-star, dude. Every goddamn year, just 1-star. Like a lot of crime. Most of them get arrested for drug dealing and stuff like that. And I'm not saying most Nigerians, obviously, but the people that came in, right?
Yeah, the people that came in.
And I'm not saying most of them. I'm just saying an overwhelming number of Nigerians compared to other countries were being involved.
So
in
they weren't. So just to make this clear, so this wasn't happening with anybody that they brought in from any of the other countries. It was just mainly happening.
Not in those staggering numbers. And they're like, pull DV program shut down in Nigeria. Okay. You can't fill in your DV letter from Nigeria, and you can. So that shut down.
Gotcha.
You know, I'm just gonna tell you why I told you this story. I agree with it.
Okay. Well, that's how most countries immigrate people in, right? So like if you wanted to immigrate to Mexico, you have to be rich.
To where?
To Mexico.
Oh.
They will not let you immigrate there, like as a citizen.
Yeah.
They can go visit. Yeah. They want you to visit because they want your money. But
you can't immigrate from America to Switzerland right now? Yeah. Because they have a cap on how many millionaires can come in.
Yeah.
Exactly. They have rules.
Yeah.
But these, you can see there is a good reason for them, right?
We don't, but people think that we're the only country that has immigration policy. More countries have more strict immigration policy than we do.
Correct.
Our in considered to most other countries, our immigration policy is pretty lax.
Yeah. So I just wanted to juxtapose what happened with that DV lottery program and that obvious restriction.
That is interesting. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, but it would feel just from the top if you say, Nigerians are not allowed to partake in the DV lottery program, people would be like, that is fucking racist. What the fuck? Nigerians are pretty chill people. And yes, Nigerians are pretty amazing people, dude. Amazing culture. Have done a shit ton here. They've got pretty amazing movie business, culture there. Yeah. They're pretty amazing, great people, right? Yeah. But you look at the numbers. Yeah. Who you let in.
So statistically, if you're looking at that, and that was happening every fucking time.
Yeah.
It's like if I let you in my house and every time I let you in my house, you spilled the beer.
Yeah. You ain't getting beer, dude.
Yeah.
That's he's saying that because he spilled beer all over my.
I did not.
Really nice.
That
table.
was you. You spilt the beer.
Oh my god, I did.
You did.
Why did I remember it differently?
Because I cleaned it up.
I cleaned it as well.
I cleaned it up too.
Oh come on, dude. You helped.
I helped. Yeah, we did it together. Okay. We held hands on top of the paper towel.
Kumbaya.
we wiped it down together.
Yeah. But I understand you and I mostly see eye to eye in this regard. The only thing I hope people didn't forget the point that I was trying to make. Please, it's okay to fear people that you don't recognize as the folks that you grew up with. It's okay. Some people look strange, dude.
I mean that's just historical. That's a biological thing.
Exactly.
Right? It's biological. It's like
that's
you can't help it.
visceral reaction.
Don't feel bad about yourself because it's just biological. It's like if you see someone who doesn't look like you. Back in the day, that was like, oh shit, something's about to happen, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't let's hang on. No, usually
I would feel the same apprehension if I were I'm in Africa right now.
I showed up.
Well, we have a shit ton of white people in Africa. I don't know. It's different. Ethiopia is different. I'm gonna tell you this, okay? And I hope people don't take this the wrong way. I went to Ethiopia. I visited Ethiopia multiple times, right?
Yeah.
The last time I went was like maybe a couple months ago in October. I felt out of place, dude.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people can tell, they call them, I think if you're like an expat or something, you're called diaspora there.
Yeah.
They can tell, okay? So you're treated slightly differently. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For better or worse. You definitely pay more for every shit, okay? You pay more. Like, they're like, oh, you had the dollar in your hands, and it kind of like exchanges to some absurd amount in local currency. So you're going to pay definitely more.
Yeah.
And I didn't have my Ethiopian ID, so they knew my ID was my American passport.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, we charge you as an American, right?
Yeah.
So you treat it differently. I'm like, dude, I'm right here. I'm speaking your language, bro. Come on, dude. So I'm paying like 200% more or whatever.
Yeah. They charge you the American tax.
Exactly. I get paid. Like I'm some rich motherfucker from here, right? If I were in Dubai right now, and I see,
well, yeah, they upcharge that shit because they know you, for one, you don't live there, so you don't know the prices of the shit.
Okay, yeah, of course. Yeah.
So they're just like,
they're
gonna make more money off you.
I forgot, and I couldn't drive.
Yeah,
the traffic situation was insane.
That's how New York City is, man. Like, if you bring your car there, there's no fucking point in driving.
Yeah, just park and walk.
Yeah, just take the subway, get pushed in front of a train.
My dad drove me around for whatever I needed done.
Yeah. He
would honk at least 15 times a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honk.
Like, in New York City? Huh? In New York City or what are you talking about?
Dude, not New York. My dad, dude. Yeah. Back home.
I don't know if he went to New York.
My dad. Well, he lived in Netherlands for a couple of years, but never New York.
But, you did tell me about that.
But what I'm telling you is, I, as a black guy, if I was felt out of place at home, okay? And I'm understanding of like the way they perceive me, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm an outsider right now.
Yeah.
If I were in Dubai right now, I'm a black dude.
Yeah.
If I see like that traditional garb Arab dudes wear, and 15 of them were coming my way, dude, I'm gonna be nervous. I would rather have you come with a gun, like AK-15.
What's up, bro? AK-15,
47. What is the other one? The thing.
AR-15.
AR-15. AR-15.
Dude, that AK-15 though, right?
I'm just saying, I would be more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be slightly apprehensive, but what you don't want to do is just immediately enforce your bias.
Yeah.
And try to treat people.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like it's okay to feel that way. Just don't enact on it.
Out of bias. Yeah. Don't act out of bias.
Yeah, I know.
But if someone looks strange, dude, tell them.
Bro, you look fucking weird.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Mm-hmm. If you were to immigrate to another country, where would you go besides America? I know you love America, but if you were,
I do love America. I don't think I'd ever want to leave America. To be honest,
but if you had to, dude.
There's
dude, a nuke went off.
There's countries that I want to go visit. Like, I want to visit Japan. Japan's like top of the bucket list of where I want to go.
Yeah.
That's like
because you're
dream.
into the art and the.
I'm into
anime.
every like the video game culture. Because like, as much as you think video games culture is celebrated here, it's crazy celebrated in Japan.
Yeah.
And that's something I want to experience. I want to go to Tokyo.
Their robotics technology is what I want to see.
Yeah, I'm less concerned with that. I know that's like
not the sex
I mean, robot.
Well,
no, I know. I'm just talking about the robotics and like the AI robots and stuff like that. I'm not as interested in that, to be honest with you. I think it's cool, but it's not like
you're into the art. Mostly.
Yeah.
The food. Do you like the food?
Oh, fuck yeah, the food. I want.
You like sushi? I
love sushi, dude.
You love sushi.
I love sushi.
Could that be your favorite food?
Probably.
It's top three.
It's up there. It's
top
up
three.
there. Yeah, it's up there. And then like the actual ramen. Have you ever had actual ramen?
I've never had ramen in my life.
Oh my god, we need to go one time. We need to go to Michi Ramen in Austin.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, dude. They give like authentic ramen bowls, pretty much. It's like the most authentic you're gonna get around here.
So they make freshly made noodles instead?
Yeah. So do you know what ramen really is? Because I know you've seen the ramen noodle packs.
Well, it's just
that we have at the store.
It's just flour and water, right? That's what it is.
No.
What else is there?
So ramen.
I mean the noodles.
Yeah. The noodles.
Oh, you have the spice pack and everything.
Yeah. Okay. But that's not what ramen is.
What is ramen?
Totally. So there's the noodles, and then there's the broth.
Yes.
And they put meat in it.
Yeah.
They put they'll put like a half boiled egg in there sitting on top.
Mushroom.
It's just a mixture of shit, dude.
Oh yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, their ramen is kind of different, obviously, than what you're used to.
Yeah, so like
to survive in college.
Well, growing up, right? Growing up,
yeah.
That's all I knew what ramen was just the fucking noodles, right?
Fuck.
That's it.
With the spice packet.
Yeah, because I mean, I was ignorant to it because I was in middle school. I didn't research other cultures really.
That's what they have at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, so it's like you go there and then your parents buy ramen noodle packs, and then you're like. The fuck, like, and then you're like, oh, dude, I really want some ramen. Like, then you hear someone say that, like, that shit is garbage.
Like spaghetti though. What does it taste like?
It kind of tastes like whatever fucking powder you put into it. They got chicken, they got beef, they got all kinds of shrimp. Like it's literally whatever flavor it is. It's kind of like tofu.
Y'all grew up on some
it's kind of like tofu,
food,
right?
I've never had tofu in my life, dude.
Well, neither have I. Yeah. But from what I've heard about tofu is like if you add a flavor to it, it tastes like whatever flavor it is you put on it.
I imagine.
So it's kind of like just a sponge. It's just like a sponge for like whatever it is.
Makes sense.
So if you soak it in chicken broth, it's probably just gonna taste like chicken.
The only time I've been tempted to actually want to eat,
I do not want to eat tofu. This shit looks gross.
Not tofu. Obviously not tofu, dude. Tofu is like for some.
Are you some
weirdo
soy boy beta bitch, dude?
I don't know. Good God. And also, like it's known to cause nephrolithiasis, which is like a kidney stone.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know.
So if you're, especially the ones they make here,
well,
because it depends on.
You know how I feel about vegan type diets, anyways.
Yeah, it's shit.
They're not good for you.
Yeah, it's a lot of it is inflammatory. People have found out this the hard way. So I don't recommend people survive on lettuce.
Yeah. And this coming from a guy here that I love salad.
He loves salad.
Yeah, Teddy can attest to this shit. Cause every time,
as
soon as I get there, I pop open a fucking salad. I love it.
It's like a freaking shredder next to
dude. It's so good. It's my favorite. Like that. That is probably my favorite food. And sushi's up in
salad
the top
and
3.
sushi. Yeah,
sushi's up in like the top 5 area. Yeah. But yeah, dude.
Yeah, we gotta do like a perfect night out.
So like,
here's what we gotta do, dude.
What's up?
Let's just tie it all together, right?
Yeah.
We go to the border.
Yeah.
Shoot some illegal immigrants.
We're starting off pretty. I don't even want to know where the rest of the night's going.
Okay. Find the guy that stalked you. Shoot him.
I don't even know where he is.
You'll find him. Go to HEB.
Oh, we'll find him.
We'll just find him.
No, I think he got deported.
Good Lord, dude. Shame on you. I hope you're happy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what she was telling me. I hope well, for one, I didn't call the cops.
No.
My manager called the cops.
Yeah.
And they asked me if I wanted to press charges. I obviously said yes.
That's
because I got punched. I didn't know he was a legal immigrant.
Yeah. Don't you want to hear the perfect day? Why are you going back to the...
Because you brought it up.
I'm sorry. I just want to shoot the guy, dude. That's all I want to do for you, dude.
Jeez.
All right, here's the perfect day, dude.
We're not advocating for murder on this podcast. Just letting you know. Teddy's being a little bit bombastic right now.
Yeah. So we go to the border, let 3 of them in, shoot 1.
Oh, why can't I just punch the guy who punched me? It's just payback.
We let 4 of them in.
We'll do eye for an eye, man.
All right. We let 4 of them in, punch the last guy. All right.
Punch the last. It's a kid.
And then we come back, go to Temple Mall. All right.
Yeah. Do go-karts.
Carts. All right. Go to dinner. Sushi. Salad.
Sushi, dude.
Start off with a salad, like just a bucket full of salad.
Yeah.
All right. With some honey mustard for you.
Yeah.
With some... well, for me, it's gonna be like a
balsamic vinaigrette.
No, that's not balsamic vinaigrette. It's gonna be just it's gonna be like a normal citrus vinaigrette, but it's gonna have like the anchovies and the mustard and just the way I like it, though.
Anchovies are gross.
You're weird like that.
No, I've had to fuck with them before.
No, you're white like that.
I think anchovies are disgusting.
Yeah.
I used to hate. There's this one guy.
Oh, what capers? You like capers in your salad?
I don't think I've ever had them, to be honest with you. Right. So I can't.
Yeah.
Can't say anything. So this is anecdotal. So when I lived in New York, I worked at a pizza place.
Yeah.
And this guy, every fucking night, he would order the same thing. So you can substitute the sauce on the pizza for a garlic spread. So we would get this. It's like butter. Yeah. It's butter and garlic. Okay. So you mix it, you get it, and you're just buttering the fucking dough.
Like a garlic bread, but for pizza. Yeah.
And then you put cheese over it, and then anchovies. Ugh. So that was the stinkiest fucking every night he'd come in and order the same fucking thing for pickup.
That's funny.
Oh, And it's just like,
so there you go. So you hate anchovies because that guy,
yeah,
and you hate illegal immigrants because that guy.
I don't hate illegal immigrants, dude. I'm just saying like that puts like illegal immigration in a negative light for me because I've had that experience.
It puts, and you've been pretty fair in your assessment in that regard because you've been able to see it in a different light.
Yeah,
putting that aside, but you're saying, dude, if you were to look at things that happen to individuals, here's an example. Yeah. Is what you're saying. I get it, right?
Yeah.
I understand.
I know this is a one-note thing.
For sure.
I'm not saying this is, every illegal immigrant who's coming over here is just punching strangers at HEB.
Yeah, of course. That father that got his daughter killed will probably feel even more so strongly about that anecdote.
Absolutely, man.
For sure, right?
Yeah.
And I'm
gonna, because it's not, for me, it's not hard to separate that from the actual argument. Yes. For him, it's gonna be a lot fucking harder because that took something permanent away from him. I got punched in the face. It hurt for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then eventually I'll get over it. That he's never gonna get over that.
All right. Now to the last point that I want to raise for you.
Yeah, the last
for why we need to allow people to come in.
Right? Yeah.
And this is part of the pros of why we need to let them. So we have the diverse economy, helps with it. Technical skills come in, culture gets shared. Yeah. Okay, the population becomes more diverse. Yeah. And that arguably leads to a more homogeneous,
so
like a good society, right? But the last thing that everybody raises would be moral reasons to why we should. Have you ever seen one of those pictures? And I'm sure they make them especially sentimental for this reason.
Yeah.
They zoom in on among the crowd of the people that have pulled up to the bridge at El Paso or McAllen, Texas. Yeah. There would just be one 10-year-old holding on a 2-year-old crying, right?
Yeah.
And obviously they've made this horrible trek across South America, all the way from Guatemala or whatever. And they genuinely, most likely, I mean, you see 15 dudes in front of them, which you can bet maybe 5 of them are going to be like pretty bad apples. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe the 5 are like maybe one of them is a brother, one of them is a father, one of them already has a family here, just want to come back in. One of them is being prosecuted, maybe, right? But what about those children that you see? What do you say to that? Where do we have moral responsibility to let them in? Take care of them, you know?
It's...
Makes it hard, right?
Yeah, it does make it hard.
Yeah.
But...
Because I know you feel that sentiment. You've told me before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is another anecdotal thing. It just popped in my head. It's kind of like to mention what you were saying when you went back to Ethiopia and you felt out of place.
Yes.
And like how people in rural areas will feel like if a black person showed up and there's never been a black person there. So when I was a kid, we lived in upstate New York. Very few black people in upstate New York. Because upstate New York is all farmland. I knew like one black kid growing up, and my parents didn't know any black people. Yeah. Everybody around us was white. Yeah. So we moved to Texas, right? Yeah. And it's funny. Looking back on this, so our tire blows on the highway, and a car stops over it. It's kind of like a clown car situation because this car was fucking tiny, dude. Okay. 5 massive black dudes. I mean, like shredded black dudes. Okay. Get out of this fucking clown car. And my dad's muscly. Yeah. My dad, he's pretty shredded. Yeah. He's short. He's stocky. And and so he's an intimidating looking guy. And these 5 black dudes get out of the car, and my dad fucking palest I've ever fucking seen him.
Huh?
Because he
did what?
Palest I've ever seen him.
Okay.
Because there's 5 huge black dudes, and he's got his family.
But what's happening? So
they got out to help.
Describe to help.
To help.
Dang God.
But they pulled over, and immediately because we had no experience with black people at that point.
Oh yeah.
So he was terrified, and my mom was terrified.
Yeah.
And my dad didn't act negatively towards him.
Good.
Them, obviously.
Yeah.
And they helped him change the tire. Just. I can speak on that because that just popped in my head. That was something I had a long time ago.
I really wish you mentioned this earlier too.
I know, so did I, but it just popped in my head.
It's a beautiful story of where your dad, at no fault of his, you at no fault of your own.
I'm going to just tell you right now.
Having never been exposed, right?
My dad is a fucking racist.
No, I mean, no, you've told me like, but that's a different thing, right? But I'm saying the exposure as you as a kid to not have been, because it was not up to you or you fucking did.
Well, so for me, I don't ever really think that I ever thought about race, ever really, up until, and it might just be like privilege of being white that I've never had to think about it. So like when I saw a black guy, I've never judged him for being black. I'm like, oh, it's a black guy.
I wouldn't classify that as a privilege. That's common sense, dude.
Well, people say that it just because I don't have to think about race, it's white privilege, right?
Fuck him, dude.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So I'm just saying that's a common argument on the left. Yeah. So when
as a black dude,
I
from now to this day until to your last day.
Yeah. So
I dismiss it.
Up until recently, right? Yeah. So I've gone probably 30 years of my life without actually having to really think about race. It's not that I don't notice that we're different races.
Yeah.
It's I never think about that we're different because of it, other than the exterior.
You're correct. Yeah.
So I was confused to the concern.
Yeah.
As a kid.
Yeah.
But I understand now, but it's not because I would feel that way. I feel that way. It's just because I can see,
you can
we grew up in a white area.
For sure.
And we're now.
But you see, your dad's experience, I think, is an exemplar of what we were describing earlier.
Yes,
which
absolutely.
is to have that sense of apprehension, but also not lean into it. Like, do not lean into the stereotype that you know. Do not immediately assume that person is out to get you.
Yeah.
Try to treat them with certain humility, certain humanity, and you'll find most people are just like you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is obviously addressing a different story than immigration.
I think most people have more similarities than differences.
I absolutely agree. Yeah. At our core, I think we all are in pursuit of happiness, some kind of comfort in this world.
This goes for men and women too.
Oh yeah.
I'm just thinking, just in general,
correct.
We all have more similarities than differences. It's just like
that's a really
I don't know if
story.
I think differently than most people though. Like I don't know if I'm like an exception to the rule because I just don't think about. I mean, I never thought about race. It's never a concern for me.
No, I think that's the most rational way. What surprises me a little bit is because you told me your father tends to lean into the your biological dad a little bit into the what you perceive to be some racism.
Oh no, that's not.
He is.
He's just racist.
Yeah.
But
I'm just glad that it didn't rub off on you.
My mom isn't though, right? So my mom is not. Yeah.
Super
my
supportive.
Mom.
Maybe that's why.
I get more from my mom than I do my dad. I get my temper from my dad. Like that's something I can't control.
Okay.
So when I had to work a long time to get that under control.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like the chill Chris you see before you today wasn't the Chris of the past.
Yeah. Solid munching.
Yeah. Oh, angry all the fucking time. No, just angry.
Yeah.
I couldn't control it. It's just, I'd wake up.
That sort of tracks, because kids, especially boys, tend to take how to deal with the world, like our communication skill, from what we see from our male figure.
Yeah.
But also that biological essence of like humanity, including your immunity, whatever, like all those behavioral things tend to come from biologically defined things come from your mom.
In my early teenage years, I was just angry all the fucking time. I'd wake up angry, go to sleep angry, live my day angry. Nothing made me happy. Everything just made me mad. Everything. Even the things I enjoyed doing, mad. So I was just mad all the fucking time.
Fucking sushi.
I did. Well, I didn't even like sushi then. I never tried it.
Yeah.
Until I was older. Like video games. Video games make me mad. I love video games. Yeah. But they fucking make me mad. And like it was just nothing that anybody could do. To change
this is a good thing to hold on to for the next episode about anger management.
Yeah.
Maybe we should talk about anger, like explore it more.
I don't think that's enough of a like we could.
Oh no!
Kill
Trust me, I could stretch it. We can stretch that baby out.
Yeah, maybe. But just closing argument on this, like immigration is good. Like from like you're speaking on morality, I think we can cut like the necessary like just from the fact that we need people, right? Because we need more people.
Yes.
We could cut. We have more jobs available than we have people to fill them.
For sure.
And just from that argument alone,
and also when people talk about jobs,
we could eliminate the culture,
the
diversity, any other aspect of it out.
Yeah.
And just for the fact that we need people.
Yes.
Yes, we do need immigrants.
Yeah.
But I think for one, if we could get that 3%, which that 3% is probably the homeless people that we have, the homeless population, right? Because they're not working.
Yeah.
If we could get them like stable, up into, and I know there's some mental illness involved in there for some homeless people, especially from like dissociation with society, right?
Yeah.
So like, because you're treated, or people ignore you, and when you start to get isolated like that, it drives you fucking crazy. You might not have started crazy on the street, but that's how when you start seeing like the really crazy homeless people that run around like and do nutso shit is they develop mental illness because of that. So I think we have a mental health crisis in America. Just in general, on the base population, we have a homelessness problem. And before we can even start taking in immigrants at a rate that would help the population, we need to solve these problems first. And I'm not opposed to immigration at all, but we need to be more accommodating to our citizens that we currently have than to citizens that might come in.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but the only difference maybe for me is, I tend to
I'm not saying
impractical utopian world. I always want to shoot for that, and you're the pragmatic in this relationship here. So I see where you're coming from. Most likely, what's going to happen.
Well, it's like I'm obviously glad that you're here because you're my best friend.
Yeah,
and I'm really glad you immigrated here.
Yeah,
and you were able to do that.
Yeah. And also, America, you're welcome.
Yeah, you got Teddy. We got him, guys. We got
you
Teddy.
Got the good one.
We drafted Teddy.
I could have been from Nigeria. I'm sorry for all my Nigerian friends.
Immediately apologize.
No, Kamaru Usman, my UFC champion. I love you. He's awesome.
Like he's I don't know shit about UFC.
Dude, they're oh, by the way, I don't know.
The only person I remember Chuck Liddell. That's it.
That was like UFC 1, dude. Jesus Christ.
That's all I remember.
Chuck Liddell was a legend, though.
Well, I know, but like that's all I see commercials. Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell.
He shows up for the shows. But he's a legend.
Yeah. Does he commentate?
No, he can't talk. He got a lot of CTE. I mean, he can talk, but I'm saying he can't talk like that.
Yeah.
Bisbing commentates.
Yeah, because I know Joe Rogan did UFC too, right? Did he fight?
Joe Rogan still do. No.
No, did he fight?
He never.
I know
fought
he
professionally.
commentates. I know he commentates.
He only fought Taekwondo.
Okay.
Not MMA. But not professionally. He never went pro. He still coaches some people because his kicking. Is legendary.
Yeah.
Like I think, he coached Mike St. Pierre.
Hey, Joe, I'm gonna do a reverse. Yeah. Joe Rogan, have us on your podcast, man.
You haven't invited famous people.
I didn't invite. I'm not inviting any people on ours. I want him to invite us to his.
Oh, to his episode.
Yeah. Well, for one,
appearance on his show is worth at least $400,000.
To be honest, I don't really care about that.
$500,000.
I don't really care about that.
Yeah.
I just generally want to meet him. Right.
Yeah.
I think he's like one of the people I want to meet.
Yeah.
One of them is Jordan Peterson. I really would like to have a conversation with him. Joe Rogan's up there.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay, because I want to make him like a grilled cheese and have him yell at me.
Eat it sandwich.
Yeah. What is this? Oh God, I love Gordon Ramsay. But yeah, I generally just want to meet him.
Yeah.
Because he seems like a chill dude.
Pretty chill.
And also he doesn't live that far away from us. He lives in Austin.
Yeah.
So we can, dude. We're like an hour away, Joe.
How about Elon though?
I do want to meet Elon.
Yeah.
But I don't think that seems nothing against Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
That dude is so busy.
Yeah.
It seems less likely.
Yeah. You're literally just kind of having them fight for your time. I love that.
It's not. Yeah. I like to get to even get like a minute of his time.
Yeah.
It would be. That doesn't even seem possible to me.
Yeah.
To get like
unlikely.
Yeah. To get like a minute to talk to him.
Yeah.
So like when he sits down and talks to someone, I'm like, that person must be really fucking important, or he must have something really important to say to this person.
Correct. Yeah.
And there's nothing against Joe Rogan, because I think Joe Rogan's a very influential person.
So you will give Joe Rogan a chance. You'll give Elon a chance.
No, I want Joe Rogan to give me a chance.
Okay.
Well, no, because Joe Rogan's whole thing is talking to people, right? That's not Elon Musk's whole thing. Elon Musk is running like 700 fucking companies.
Yeah.
So Joe Rogan's whole thing is talking to people.
Yeah. So from what I hear and from what I perceive, he's pretty chill. Yeah. It'd be great to meet him sometime. I mean, we can go to the comedy.
Yeah, we'll just go wait out Joe Rogan's.
No, the comedy mothership, his club. I mean, it's booked all the way into like a couple of months.
Oh shit.
We checked. Yeah, the place is freaking a blast right now, dude.
Yeah.
The biggest names come to perform there.
Yeah.
They have multiple rooms, but all of them are booked out.
Dude, you can get high on the Joe Rogan podcast, dude.
Oh, that'd be so cool, dude.
You can smoke weed with the Joe Rogan.
And my stock is gonna plummet. My company's gonna get bankrupt.
I'll just be sitting on there with my nebulizer.
All right, lovely talking to you, bro. We did go over.
Yeah, it's fine. People
1 hour today. Yeah. This was dope.
So you can meet us. You can not meet us. You can. Well, yeah, you can meet us at
Comic-Con.
the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
On August 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
Probably the 5th. That's probably the best day. It'll be the first day.
Yeah.
So we'll be there. I'll be there again the 6th, but I won't be podcasting. I don't know if Teddy will be there, but on the 5th, definitely. You can follow us on Twitter at A Barely Podcast. We're on YouTube, Rumble, Apple, iPods, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, pretty much anywhere you can listen to your podcast. We're there. Come check us out.
Yes, sir.
And please check out our sponsor, Coffee Brand Coffee. Go to coffeebrandcoffee.com. The link will be in the description. It's a referral link. You get 5% if you click on the link off your order. Or if you just go to coffeebrandcoffee.com and use promo code BARELY, BARELY, at checkout, you can save 5% on your order. And Teddy can attest to this because he's tried the coffee.
Oh, God. The Burundi coffee?
The Burundi. He loves it. And I'm going to tell you this, dude, because I bought those K-Cups for me. Lauren drank all my fucking coffee.
You're having to fight them off.
I drank like 5 of them. Yeah. She drank the rest of them.
Dude, I was genuinely surprised by how good the Burundi coffee was. I'm like, Burundi, that's not known for coffee.
They sent that to us for free.
Yeah.
But
I'm totally grateful.
Yeah. I'm
going to try the Ethiopian when I do.
Yeah. But yeah, check it out. And they're very good. They roast their beans on order. So it's the freshest coffee you can possibly get without having to grow the beans yourselves.
That'll be a hustle, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let the immigrants do that.
All right. We'll see you next week, guys.
All right. Episode 13 in the books. Thank you, brother.
Bye.